people at home asking where they can see the match between PV Sindhu and the number 3 seed from Chinese Taipei, Tai Tzu Ying. That is going to be on court 3. A couple of games time yet, that'll be in about an hour, I would say. Match here between Wang Xijian, seeded Chinese player, and the number 1 from Denmark, Lena Kjærsfeldt. Lena was in the commentary box here with us yesterday. Lena got a little lucky getting into the main draw this year. So she won her first round match, and she's feeling good, so let's hope for big things from Lena Kjærsfeldt here.
Please welcome from Indonesia, Sohaila Hassan and
What a first battle. Such a high tempo already. It's going to be interesting to see if they can keep that level of play up for this match.
Yeah, absolutely. Wang Xijian there just falling into the trap with the drift twice in a row, in fact. Not Lena though. I think Lena knows all about it. She was telling us about that drift yesterday when she came up in the commentary box on this very court. That drift from right to left as we look at the screen. Just a few centimetres, maybe 8 or 10 centimetres of drift, but enough. When these guys are so accurate, they can aim for the corners. That just drifts the shuttle out wide very slightly, and Wang Xijian falling into that trap early in this match.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see if she knows about this drift, and if she does, then we should be able to change her game plan accordingly.
Other matches on court right now. We've got men's doubles just about to start out on court 1. Liu Chen and Liu Kai of China. Kai, of course, used to play with Fu Haifeng. Very experienced doubles pair there. But they're up against the number 2 seeds. One of the best pairs in the world from Indonesia, Mohamed Ahsan and Hendra Setiawan, who have to be the favourites in that men's doubles match, which is about to start.
Yeah, absolutely, Bobby, but I did think the Indonesians played yesterday against a Polish player, and they really struggled. They only just they lost the first to 11, and then won the second and third to 16 and 17. I gotta admit, I've seen them play a lot better than that in my lifetime.
Yeah, obviously Ahsan and Setiawan are really experienced as well. They've been playing a high level of men's doubles for many years. Maybe it was just a bit of early tournament nerves.
Yeah,
maybe
quite possibly, yeah.
Maybe they'd only recently arrived, maybe not the best preparation or something, just getting used to the conditions. Must be hard for Asian players to come over to Europe and get accustomed to the time zones and the differences and the jet lag, all of that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure Europeans travelling out to Asia for tournaments have the same difficulties, so who knows, maybe you're right, maybe they're not on form, but this match will certainly test them. We'll see what happens here. Kjærsfeldt off to a good start in this ladies singles, up 4-3 right now. It's early stages of the first set. Looking pretty calm and composed as she takes that backhand serve. Wang in control of the rally, just moving Kjærsfeldt around. Wang Xijian there just shouting out as her opponent makes an error. Same sort of style as Carolina Marin, and that might be why Kjærsfeldt's just taking a bit of time, having a quick word with the umpire.
I think it might have been the fact that Wang Xijian shouted before the line judge made his decision, so it could be the fact that she was trying to influence him, and Lena didn't want to didn't want this happening, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Funny how these mind games and tactics work amongst some of these top players.
Yeah, it's incredible how much psychology is involved in the game of badminton nowadays.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant stuff from Lena Kersfeld there. First around the head cross-court smash. Pretty good, almost on the line. Wang got her racket to it. Straight back up in the air, and Lena with the straight smash. Again, here we go, is the replay. Wang was on it. First kill into the body. The second again right on the hip, and Wang struggling there. Oh, but that's the second time I've seen this week Lena Kersfeld get caught with a bit of deception off the net return. She struggled with the same thing yesterday. That was a great bit of deception there from Wang Xishan. We saw that yesterday so often in the match between Viktor Axelsen and Rajiv Youssef. Both guys so comfortable moving around the court, both of them looking for ways to get the advantage, get an edge, and there was so much deception going on, especially when the shuttle was below the level of the tape. Return of serve being typical. So much deception, leaving it late, just trying to get some sort of advantage. Comments online there, a lot of people appreciating Xishan's style and suggesting we can't compare her to Marion. I disagree. I think we can. I think Wang Xishan is a very emotional player, very happy to shout and scream and complain when things do go her way. When they don't go her way, she's a very vocal player, just like Karolina. Have to say hi here to Alfred Clark. He's been in touch quite a lot today on the live feed. Hi Alfred, it's Bobby here. Just giving us a warm welcome back to the commentary box, asking if we're going to be commentating on any other games or any other tournaments. We're just volunteers here, Alfred. You probably know that already, but so all the guys at home know as well. We are not experts. We are not professional commentators or anything like that. Chris and I both play a bit of badminton ourselves. Chris is out training in Denmark full-time for a few months, and I play back at home in England with the Paralympic badminton team there. And we're just volunteering here at the Denmark Open, so they gave us the opportunity to say a few words over the top of the live action on Court 2 here all week on YouTube, the Badminton TV channel. Couldn't pass it up, of course, couldn't turn that opportunity down. It's great to be here. But who knows, I think if I'm lucky I might be back here again next year. Badminton Denmark seem to be quite pleased with how it's going so far this week, and my girlfriend Julia Trana here works at the event as well. She lives in Odense. She's a para badminton player herself for Team Denmark. She lives just up the road, and she's been working here volunteering for a number of years. So you might see us here again next year if we're lucky, who knows.
Yeah, just going back to the match, that was an incredibly long rally between the Chinese and Dane there. So great to see them both working really hard to try and get an advantage, but neither of them really getting it until it looked like Lena was a little bit tired at the end of that rally, which is understandable. It looked a good, like a 30 to 50 shot rally, so it was a great rally there.
Lots of home support here for Lena Kersfeld. Understandable, of course. Got to say hi to Rakesh Krishna, who's come through on the live feed, just asking which court Lin Dan will be playing on. He's up next on this court. We've got Lynn Dan on the live stream on court 2, so please spread the word. We'll get a lot of people watching that match, I'm sure.
Bobby, just watching the last 2 rallies there, it looks like the drift might have changed a little bit. It looks like it's flying a little bit faster towards our end. Lena was hit 2 clears that were a good couple of inches out of the back there, and looked quite surprised at that. Do you reckon it's changed at all?
Might be, actually. We saw a definite difference in the men's doubles earlier, that all Chinese men's doubles. Worth looking at that match if anyone gets a chance to. There was a definite preferred end of the court. Both pairs struggling at one end, and maybe that's something to do with the drift, or...
Yeah, that was Chai Biao and Hong Wei, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They did so well to come through that match. They were, what was it, 11-2 down in the third set. And I think they salvaged 2 or 3 match points at the end against their teammates from China and came through to win that game.
Yeah, now that I think about it, actually, it was if you remember correctly, when the Chinese were this side, they were really having trouble smashing through the Koreans, and yet on the other side, Hong Wei was really finding his attack really well and hitting through them quite a lot, actually.
Oh yeah, that was an incredible game of doubles, that China versus Korea. Korea were looking so good. I thought for a moment they'd had them and were going to go through, but China did enough there to get back into that game. Wang Shijian 13-8 up, and cruising a bit in the last 7 or 8 points. A few errors at the back of the court, as Chris said, from Lena Kersfeldt. Let's see if Kersfeldt can do a bit better in the second set. This one not over though, just 13-8. We've got a long way to go before the end of this set.
Yeah, after seeing what happened in that last ladies singles, I believe anything is possible in this game.
Absolutely. Kersfeldt again there, just showing us that she's not entirely comfortable at the net. She played a great net shot. It was so tight to the net. I think, Chris, you and I both play a little bit of singles. I think we both would have held our ground at the net there, just to look for that net return and kill it.
Absolutely, yeah. I think when you're playing singles, you've really got to be looking for the net and trying to...
Same again there, exact perfect example there. Kersfeldt played a great net shot. It was low, it was down by her feet. She scraped it off the floor, it tipped over the net, it came down, but if you watch this replay,
it looks like she backs off.
She backs off, look, she's backing off.
Yeah.
Might be all over that net looking for that, because
she's never going to be able to do a lift right to the back or put her under any kind of pressure.
That's exactly right. The likely outcome is Wang Jihan tries for scrape it back over the net herself or go for the cross net, in which case you'd be looking to kill it. Anything that is attempted to get to the rear of the court is going to be half court and give Lena Kersfeldt so much time to get behind and smash it. So I think, you know, I say Chris and I are no experts. We're not commentators or experts here, but we do play a bit of badminton ourselves, and if I was coaching Lena Kersfeldt there, I'd be advising that she just holds her position at the net a bit better.
Yeah, if you've done a really tight net shot with good spin, then you've definitely got to stick your ground. Otherwise, the player's going to see you backing off and just holding and play that net shot back again.
Yeah, exactly.
And in this game today, you've really got to... It's more about like sort of finding to try and get the attack.
Yeah, absolutely. Wang Shijian so solid there, but Lena making
another error.
4th or 5th perhaps error out the back of the court. We're only talking a few centimetres, but maybe there's some drift in the hall there. Maybe just nerves and a little bit of what do you call it? She's a bit anxious. She's
yeah, just a lot of adrenaline.
Adrenaline.
Maybe.
That's exactly what I was looking for.
Oh, that's a great net shot from Wang Shijian there. Really stepping in and taking it early. Great spin on the net shot.
Yeah, here we go. The replay.
But it's
If you-
interesting.
yeah, exactly. You see, Wang Xishan, she played that great net shot. She knew it was tight. She didn't back off at all. She took half a pace back, and then she was putting her momentum back forward again, looking for that net, expecting Lena to try and play the net back, and then she'd be all over it to kill it. I think Lena needs to watch this tape, maybe take a few tips from that if she's looking to improve her game.
Absolutely, Bobby.
Questions on the live feed just asking about us, the commentators. My name's Bobby Griffin from England, and I'm sat here with Chris Massey's also from England. We're both badminton players. Chris is out here in Denmark training full-time, and I'm just taking a week off to be with my girlfriend here and volunteering at the Denmark Open. Me and Chris are just volunteers here. I played badminton in the para badminton team back in England. Quite a lot of our buddies and mates in the para badminton team tuning in today, sending us a few comments and questions, which is really great. So please keep it up, guys. We've got a couple of thousand people watching this live online all around the world, so we will try to follow the live feed and respond to your questions and your comments. And another error at the back, Chris, just like you said at the start. This may be a more difficult end on the far side. Wang Xishan doesn't seem to have any problems with her length and her depth, so. But
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
that's what happens in these big arenas, I guess. Something that these top players need to work on. I mean, that's.
Yeah, it comes with the territory, I think, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, 4 or 5, maybe 6 errors from Lena at the back. I think she should have by now taken note of what's happening to her own game and maybe make some sort of adjustment. Nothing worse than losing the rallies in the same way time after time.
Oh, what an incredible net shot.
There we go. Finally, it took something so tight for Lena Kjærsgaard to realise she should stay forward and just expect that net reply.
Wang Xishan, he did very well, even getting that shuttle back at all. I'm quite impressed with the girls. They're still playing at quite a high pace and really not slacking at all. And that's a beautiful drop shot from Lena there. Brushing across the shuttle and bringing it down so steeply. Great accuracy as well.
Yeah, I think Kjærsgaard is just too far behind in this one now. 5 points down to the very experienced Wang Xishan. Oh, great net. Again, just showing us Lena Kjærsgaard backing off the net just a little bit too much, I reckon. Return a serve there.
I don't know about you, Bobby, but when I do a low serve, I primarily do a low serve. I look for that net shot, because otherwise, what's the point in doing a low serve? You're looking for the net and attack, really, aren't you? So.
There we go. 7 or 8 errors there from Lena Kjærsgaard, all at the back of the court. Let's just see if this change of ends is going to help her in that respect. Maybe she can find her length. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris. I mean, a low serve is the more attacking option. You know, the serve, by its very nature, is a defensive shot. However you play it, you know, you have to play the shuttle from below you. You're playing it in an upwards direction. So,
Absolutely.
in that respect, it is a defensive shot. But pushing it to its limits, of course, you can play the low serve and try and hold the attack, not give away the lift. Obviously, she needs to be ready for the net reply, and I think she just showed us there in that game that 2 things she needs to work on: her front court awareness and her net play being one, and also just making some adjustments there if she's hitting 6, 7, maybe 8 out of the back in a single set. Well, that's the entire difference in score, isn't it? If Lena hadn't have made those unforced errors, it'd be potentially 14 all, and we'd still be playing. So let's see if she can turn it around. Look, I reckon that little practice serve from Wang Xishan is because she is the more court-aware player, perhaps the more experienced player. I think she did that long high serve from this end while she's got a chance. I think she could tell that Lena Kiersfeldt was having troubles with her length.
Yeah, that's great awareness from the Chinese player there.
Yeah, if you notice, Lena Kiersfeldt still with her coach, taking every chance just to maybe get a change of tactics. I think that's fair enough. Wang Xishan was early out on court. The first thing she does is put in a high serve. I mean, the amount these girls have practiced, they know exactly where their serve's going to land once they hit it. So I think Wang Xishan was just testing the speed of the shuttle and testing the end to see how fast it was travelling out the back there.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. I don't know if you noticed this, Bobby, but Wang Xishan, when she did that high serve, she was standing a long way back. It was nearly in the back plan lines.
Maybe that's it, and then maybe she's just testing the speed of the shuttle, but also seeing if there's some kind of drift that's making this court feel shorter than it should.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I mean, that's something that a lot of our junior county coaches try to teach the juniors on the Isle of Wight in England, is when if you're hitting long in your serve, then just take a couple of steps back or something and try and keep see how that affects and see if that gets a better length.
Yeah, absolutely. Comments on the live feed, guys, please keep them coming in. We've got one here from Kamalesh KK, hi there, asking for the score of the Sindhu match. PV Sindhu actually not due out on court yet. I think she'll be out in a couple of games time. She's there on court number 3, so no live footage of that one, I'm afraid. But we will here on the live commentary try and keep you up to date with all the action that's happening on all the courts, any key moments.
Oh, what's a net rally again? Oh, fantastic smash there from Lena Kiersfeldt.
Much better from the Danish number 1.
Yeah, constructed that rally really well there.
Look at that net spin on the backhand. Perfect timing, sets up that half-court lift and puts it away with great accuracy. Kamalesh there on the live feed just talking to us. It's Bobby here, that was me that responded. Kamalesh, the PV Sindhu match is not yet due on court. PV Sindhu will be playing later, maybe up to an hour's time. We'll keep you posted. Kiersfeldt just composing herself.
Good net shot again.
Better net shot, and she was stuck with it too.
Yeah, it's a good idea because it forces the Chinese player into lifting, unless she has the courage to play another net shot back to her.
Great cross-court drop there. I think Wang Xishan experienced enough to take a look up, see where Lena Kiersfeldt was standing, and decided to go for that cross-court. Have you have a look here? Okay, she doesn't look up, she just goes for that cross-court drop. But Lena Kiersfeldt just looking a little bit tired on that one. Couldn't quite get there quick enough to scrape it back over.
Yeah, as much as she didn't really look down, she did, I think she used her peripheral vision and was aware of where Lena was. But yes, another mistake from Lena out of the back. Perhaps it's not just the fifth. Oh my word, what an incredible net rally that was. Such courage to play a net shot off the opponent's net shot there and just getting the net cord. So Lena's still just about ahead in this second set, 4-3. Seem to be playing a little bit better this side, and Wang Xishan has now hit a push just along the back line.
5-3.
I'm not sure if that's if there's a drift or anything, but it could just be the player struggling to hit a good length or something.
Question there on the live feed. Who was that from? It's always good to give you a mention from Niels van Kampen. Hi there, Niels. Sounds like a European name, maybe Dutch, maybe German. Please let us know where you're from. He asks, have these two met before? Yeah, they've met once before. It was at the All England earlier this year. Can't remember which round that was, but I think, in fact, it might have been the very first round. I think Lena Kiersfeldt, if I remember rightly, was chatting to us yesterday in the commentary box, and I think she faced Wang Xishan in the very first round, and she lost in straight sets. Yes, it was. First round at the All England earlier this year. She lost 21-17, 21-3. I should have known that. Lena was telling us all about it yesterday. Lena had quite a bad injury during that game. An injury to her inner thigh off her right leg. She should have pulled out, she said. She should have stopped and not carried on. That is the reason why she lost that second set in the All England, 21-3. But, you know, these players, it's an absolute dream come true to play in Super Series finals. And for Lena to have made it to the All England into the main draw as a qualifier was something of an ambition for her. And to be playing one of the top lady singles players in the world, Wang Xishan, she didn't want to pull out. She just wanted to carry on playing. And I think I've got massive respect for her for doing that.
Oh, that's incredible clear. From what I could see, that landed plumb on the line. Great clear. Great control as well, if you think about the drift as well, going from right to left. Oh, but that's just as good there from Wang Xishan. Still very tight in the second set. 7-6 to the Chinese.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, quick breaking commentary there as we were just notified of the match that's just going on right now on court number 1, the men's doubles. Asan and Setiawan, the number 2 seeds, and one of the best pairs in the world in men's doubles, losing that first set to Cheng and Kai of China, 25-23. So, amazing match there, live right now on court 1 on the TV ports. Back to this one though, Chris. I was just looking at the rankings and their recent history so far this year. It seems that Lena Kiersfeldt is currently ranked 32. I think that might be the highest she's ever been. She was ranked 34 back in March or April this year, but very much on the up again right now. I think getting through to the second round of the main draw here at the Denmark Open is certainly going to help that. Maybe she'll gain a few more points after this event, and she'll be at the very top of her game. Wang Xishan has had a bit of a dip in recent months. She was number 2 in the world for probably the first 3 months of the year, Jan, Feb and March. And she had a bit of a turbulent few months, dropping as far as 7 in the world, which for one of the best Chinese singles players is, well, it's like falling off a cliff. Almost every Super Series I've watched in the last few years, if a Chinese ladies singles player isn't in the top 3 seeds, it's very rare, very unusual, and that's definitely what's happening here this week with Carolina Marin, Sena Nehwal, and the Chinese Thai player whose name I always forget.
Tai Chu Ying.
Tai Chu Ying, thanks Chris. Taking up the top 3 seeded places. Wang Xishan has been, I think, the top seeded Chinese lady for a while now.
One thing I think it's worth paying attention to is Lena is only 21 years old, turning that on the 20th of April this year. So she's still very young, and obviously, as you can see, has a good future ahead of her. I'm not sure if she will, but judging by her getting into the second round, she might just about be high enough to get into the main draws for the Super Series now. As, of course, most of the Super Series are a 32 draw, so she's just outside of that at the moment, but if she can climb a couple of places, 2 or 3 places, and she might have a good chance of getting straight into the main draw without having to qualify again.
Yeah, absolutely. She was talking about that earlier. I can't remember if it was Lena who said she is going to the French Open next week, or whether she's having a rest and training and back in action in Germany in a fortnight's time. I'm not exactly sure. We interviewed quite a few players yesterday. It all got a bit confusing. How old is Wang Xishan? Do you know?
No, but I can find out for you.
Yeah, just interested to see. I mean, she was world number 1 back in 2011, so 4 years ago.
Okay.
So she's been around the block. She's been playing a while, but she doesn't look that old either.
No, she's 1 year older than me, so she is 25. Turned that in 13th of February this year.
25, so world number 1 at the age of 21. I think that's
incredible.
It's pretty common amongst Asian players, though.
Yeah.
Don't know about you, Chris, but it seems to me that Asian players tend to reach their peak in their late teens and early 20s.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And maybe fade away. I mean, obviously, exceptions can be said about the likes of Lin Dan and Lee Chong-wei. Although those guys, even they were at their peak back when they were in their early 20s. They've just been able to maintain it somehow for many years. European players, however, quite often reaching their peak in their late 20s, 27, 28, 29, even 30 years of age. Bowen Morganton, I think they're in their 30s, and the last 2 years have probably been their best.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I think Europeans is probably 25 and over, I'd say. That's generally when we hit our physical peak. So, or 25, 26. So
I wonder if that's to do with the sort of training methods. I think
quite possibly. I know in China they there's a lot of. I think one of my Chinese friends, he said he wanted to become a professional badminton player, so he went away from his home at about 6 or 7 years old, and for the first year he done training without a racket, so all physical kind of work. So
absolutely,
after like 7, 8 years old, that's incredible.
It seems that these Chinese and other Asian countries seem to mass produce badminton players. Love that about Asia. There's always a top badminton player knocking on your door if you're out there playing, so I guess it's so competitive. You really need to be at your physical peak, and they really do put them through some intense and incredible training out there. I think, like you say, Chris, that mixture of experience and sort of tactical awareness, as well as the physical side, it plays more of a part in European badminton, and so European players tend to peak that little bit early. I'm in my 30s now. I'm just peaking.
Whoa.
So, you know.
Well, I wouldn't worry. You don't look a day over 25.
Yeah, cheers, Chris. Thanks very much. Neither do you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Although that's what, because you're 24.
Yes.
Actually, just on that note, there's a few questions here, or a few comments on the live feed. One here from Karthik Silva. Hi there, thanks for getting in touch. Disappointed that Lee Chong-wei lost. His days are numbered. I think that just goes back to exactly what we've been talking about. Lee Chong-wei, he's been playing a long time. He's been world number 1. He's one of the most accomplished men's singles players we've ever seen. But how old is Lee Chong-wei? He's 32?
32 or 33?
33 maybe, and yeah, there's got to be a best 4 date, a sell-by date on some of these players in men's singles. That's such a competitive sport.
Yeah, I think the only one to have really lasted any longer than that is, of course, the Danish legend Peter Gader. who was, I think he reached world number 1 at 20, and he was still, I think, number 4 in the world at 34, 35 years old.
Absolutely incredible career, yeah.
I don't think that's going to be ever repeated by anybody, to be quite honest, but we'll have to wait and see, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. This might be a friend of yours here, Chris, I'm not sure. Matthias Ankersen?
Yes, Matthias Ankersen, yes. Hello.
Chris, you bleep
Yeah.
said a word that I can't repeat on air. Hello from Monaco all the way to Odense. You're doing great, bro.
It's nice to hear from you, Matthias. I hope Monaco is treating you well and you're enjoying doing your masters there.
Please keep in touch online, guys. Spread the word to all your friends. We have got Lin Dan up next in the men's singles. Absolute dream come true for me. I'm sitting right behind this number 2 court with one of the best views in the house. Lin Dan's going to be playing right in front of us, and we're sat here chatting about the game to all of you guys watching online. So, yeah, I don't think I could be much happier right now.
No, absolutely. It's almost like a dream come true, really.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that'll beat it is if I was playing Lin Dan myself.
Maybe I'd like to watch that match even more, Chris. That would be quite interesting. I think we'll give you a 15-point head start and then see if it's competitive. I'm not sure. What do you reckon?
15, is that all?
Need a couple more, do you? Fair enough.
Yeah, maybe 20. Oh, that's a sensational smash from Lina there. Hitting just about onto the line there. Absolutely incredible smash.
Yeah, great punch clear to set that one up. I think it caught Wang Xijian slightly off guard. She was a little bit late responding to it. The clear back was slightly weak and Lina Kersfeld was early on it, but that was 1 point to go. At this point that's just happened sets up match point for Wang Xijian. Long high serve.
9 match points now. And that's in. That's quite a long way in, I think it was.
I think Wang Xijian there was just getting used to Lina Kersfeld hitting them out the back like she did so often in the first set. I think she left that one maybe in hope. But
Quite possibly, but I'm wondering if there was a drift, then it might have held it in a little bit there.
yeah, maybe.
Be interesting to see the rest of the matches, see how they do, see if there's any problems with that.
Oh, the backhand there of Lina Kersfeld just clipping the bottom of the tape. That's the end of the match. Wang Xijian, 21-14, 21-12. Fairly comfortable for the Chinese seed. I'll just take a look at who she's going to face in the next round.
Yeah, she played a really good match there. It was quite even against between each other at around 11, but she really pulled away after the second.